Hello, everybody, and welcome to a Midnight Hunt draft here on the channel. My name is Nikolai, and in this video, I'm going to be going pick by pick and play by play through the draft, talking through all of my decisions so you know what to do in your own Midnight Hunt drafts. Before I dive in, remember to hit that thumbs up button, subscribe to the channel for more content, and leave a comment with your questions, thoughts, and feedback down below. If you want to catch the Twitch stream, check it out, twitch.tv/NicolaiBolas. It's linked in the description. But yeah, let's get started with our very first pack of Midnight Hunt. This is my first draft of the format, and we are going to be hopefully opening some good stuff. Looking at the rare, it's a gold card, and it's a little bit expensive to use, so I'm not going to be taking this, but it does have potential in the right deck. Dual Craft Trainer seems pretty good to me in the right build, but it is a little bit more narrow than I'd like, and it's a bit expensive. There is Covert Cutpurse, which is a card I do like. It really rewards you for just having a bunch of expendable creatures around to attack with, and then a 2/2 Death Touch Flyer is a pretty nice body. I like the Blade Stitch Scab, but again, I don't like starting with a gold card, even if it's good. In the common section, I think that the Hobbling Zombie is solid, Might of Old Ways is solid, Geist Wave is solid. All three of those are decent options. And if you're interested as well in more of a format guidelines type video, I have made a draft guide for the set, which will be linked in the description down below and in the pinned comment. I highly recommend checking that out if you want like a format overview thing with top commons and things like that, and what the archetypes are trying to do, because it's going to be hard to talk about all of those things while doing the draft. But I'm going to start with Covert Cutpurse. I think it's good. It's a nice 2-for-1 value card, and it can give me a large amount of benefits if I am able to flip it and I'm able to kill something with the first half of it. Okay, so we got past a very strong Mythic Rare. This card should not get past. There are enough 2-drops in the set that this is going to be getting you a lot of value overall, and this is just a card that's worth playing. Even if you only get back one 2-drop, it's still fantastic. A 5-mana 3/3 flyer is not that far below rate, and if you ever get back 2/2 you're just really in business. So even if you don't get any creatures back, this is okay, and if you get back 2 creatures, then you're in really good shape. So it can just like win you the game on its own almost. So this card's very good and definitely the pick out of the pack. I'm surprised it got past, but there's a lot of complexity going on. They took a common, but I'm not sure which common you would take over that. In the uncommon slot, there's another Dual Craft Trainer, but I generally like to take like cheaper cards. Vengeful Strangler is a little interesting. Not being able to block does make it a little more narrow, but it can pressure the opponent decently well. Sunrise Cavalier is good in the right deck. And then in the commons, I like Immolation, and I like the Lunarch Fetter in a decent amount. There's some good, decent green 2-drops. But it's pretty easy Sigard and Saver. I think that card's just very, very good. Okay, so let's read Florian. So 3/3 first strike, and then at the beginning of your post-combat main phase, you can start drawing extra cards. Okay, so yeah, this card's just absolutely fantastic. A very powerful addition to any red-black deck. It is pick 3, so committing to a 2-color pair this could be like a fine spot to speculate onto Florian, because like it is a gold card, but I do have one black card already, and this card is very powerful. And you do have to be a little bit aggressive for this to work. I tend to like taking like cheaper cards early, like taking a Death Bonnet Sprout would be good. Maybe Search Party Captain, because I don't love taking gold cards here, and I don't think I'm going to take one here anyway, even though this is a powerful card and there are some red and black cards in the pack. I think I'm just going to take the Death Bonnet Sprout. I think this card's very good. It just mills you, fills your graveyard up, and then it can come back, like with my Garden Savior or whatever I need it to come back. And I'd rather just stay more flexible early on in the draft here. I know Florian's nice, but I would rather take the Death Bonnet Sprout. I think this card's just pretty nice. It starts to mill you, and then it can become a 3/3, and it's only 1 mana, so pretty cheap at what it does. Next there's a Flame Channeler, which is nice if you have spells that deal damage, but it's a little bit inflexible in some ways. There's not going to be that many spells that deal damage, I don't think. There is Ardent Elementalist, there's a Tireless Hauler, the first Werewolf we're seeing. Shroom of Doom. There's an Evolving Wilds. I do like Evolving Wilds. That's a fine default pick because it's going to make my deck better no matter what. And it could help me splash if I need to. I would like to stick to white, but we don't see any good white cards. There's not really a ton of good green cards. They're all kind of expensive. The Scab Wrangler could be good. I'm going to take the Scab Wrangler, actually. I don't really have a direction yet, but this card could be one of the better cards in my deck if I do end up in a blue deck with some zombies running around. Okay, now there's a Lunar Frenzy, pretty good card. There is a Eaten Alive, which I think is a very strong removal spell. I would like to play white, but we haven't been seeing a ton of white. This card's not particularly good, and neither is the Witch's Mask. The Diagraph Rebirth is a nice grindy card, and we do have some green-black stuff going on. But I would, again, rather take a single colored card and feel out my lane here. We could have maybe gotten into an aggressive, like, red-black deck, but I feel like that lane is a little bit more narrow. Like, if we take the red-black card, we don't leave ourselves as flexible. And I like to be very flexible early on in the draft, especially in an early draft. It works out sometimes because people won't evaluate cards correctly, so you can get some good, scoop up some good stuff later on than you would be otherwise. Okay, Silver Bolt, another flexible card. I think this card's just very good. You can just essentially get the first half down and then kill something with the other half, which is nice. There's also a Pestilent Wolf, Might of Old Ways are both cards that I like. Not as big a fan of the 5-drop, but I think the Wolf would be fine as a pickup as well. We are seeing potentially black-green be open, though again, we haven't seen a ton of black. We're seeing a decent amount of green, though, so I do like that little aspect. I think good and good 2-drops is nice as well. So I think Pestilent Wolf could be a consideration here, as well as the Might. I think Silverbolt being guaranteed to make my deck is nice, though, so I'm just going to take that. Okay, and now there's a Lambholt Harrier. I think this is the best card in the pack. Dryad's Revival a little bit slow. Pact Betrayal does work well with Eaten Alive. That's a good synergy to be aware of. But I'm not even sure if I'm going to end up black, because I did first pick this card, remember? It's okay if the first pack's a little bit of a disaster as well. We could also still end up in red-black even after passing the Florian. I wouldn't really mind that. But yeah, because remember, I did have the Savior that I would like to play, but we're just going to take the Lambholt Harrier. I think it's the best card. And it's a good 2-drop. And now we see there's an Interloper, there's a Gavany Trapper, there's a Lambholt Harrier, and there's an Evolving Wilds. And there's a Bait Hook Angler. So this pack is very good. A lot of powerful cards still in this pack. If I want to be able to play the Guard and the Savior, getting deeper into white with the Gavany Trapper would be nice. And then I can rely on pack 2 maybe to get me more white cards. Vampire Interloper is a pretty aggressive card. The Harrier coming around late is nice. Bait Hook Angler can be good as well. I kind of want to take the Trapper. I really want to play the Savior, and I think Trapper can leave me good options in doing that. Red has not seemed particularly open, even though Lambholt Harrier is a good card. Wow, we wheeled this guy. I don't think this card's particularly good, but still, wheeling it is a nice little signal, potentially. Could take Pax Betrayal. Speculate on that. I have 1 sack outlet right now. Take this. I think it's the highest upside card. Thank you so much, Mitch, for the subscription. 15 months. That's a lot of support, and I appreciate it. We're going to take the guide. I think 2-drops are way more important than random 3-drops. This deck might look like a disaster, but I think it's going to come together quite nicely. Then we get a Foragers. We've got a lot of options here. The Elementalist could be good, depending on where we end up. I like it better than the other cards, I think. How the Hunt can be okay. 2-drop. So it looks like we're getting a lot of late red cards. Remember, we did also see that Lambholt Harrier we could have taken. Okay. So this is where we're at right now. We got a lot of late red cards. We have a couple good red 2-drops. Some decent red 4-drops. We could play red-white. We could play green-red. We could play black-red. A lot of options. Okay. In this pack, I think taking a red card, red did seem the most open in pack 1. Even if it's not going to necessarily be the most open in this pack, I think we're going to be seeing red again in pack 3. So taking Moonrager Slash in the color we're most likely to be playing is really nice. And so I'm going to take that. Red Hound is a reasonable card too. Maybe we'll be able to get a lot of white cards this pack because we didn't really see a lot of white cards, and we did take pretty much all the white cards we did see. We did pass a red-white-gold card, and that didn't come back around super late, which is obviously not going to happen. Organ Hoarder is a great common as well. Gavany Smith, Silversmith is a great common, so good commons that we're passing. But of the colors, we're not going to play blue. I think that's pretty much guaranteed. So we're not going to even try to speculate into blue. And we kind of have some lanes into the other colors. We have red, we have a little bit of white, a little bit of green, and a little bit of black. So we have some options on where else we would like to go here. Okay, so we're getting past cards now. The best card in this pack is probably the Midnight Ambush. One thing I will say is it's not as good in our deck because we can't actually make it day or night because we don't have any werewolves right now. But black-red is a spot that we could end up. We did see a decent number of black cards and a decent number of red cards. So even though we passed like the black-red-gold card and stuff, I would still be fine moving into black-red because the reason we didn't take the black-red-gold card was because it was like pick 3 and we had still a lot of lanes and we had just gotten a Sigardian Savior. So we could have still gone into white and played that. But now that we've kind of been seeing a lot of black, I'm fine just taking an Olivia's Midnight Ambush. I think it's the best card in the pack. Great removal spell. There's also like the Ecstatic Awakener, which does work with this Pax Betrayal. So if we can get like 3 sack outlets, the Pax Betrayal becomes a quite good card. That's why I wanted to take it over like a Famished Foragers, which is always going to be like medium. But the Midnight Ambush is going to be a nice card in the deck, or at least it should be. Okie doke. Now there are a couple more options. There is an Angel Fire Ignition. So you can buff up a creature and just give it a bunch of abilities. We do still have some outs into white. Seeing this card could potentially mean that white is open, but we did not see a ton of white in pack 1. We did not see a ton of green in pack 1. And so I think we're just going to stick to red here. We're going to take the Play with Fire, deal 2, instant speed, really nice. Or we'll take the Olivia's Midnight Ambush, which is, again, a really powerful removal spell. I think we'll take the Ambush, just try to solidify ourselves into black-red maybe. The Angel Fire Ignition is nice, but we don't want to really splash in this sort of deck. So let's just take the Midnight Ambush. Okie doke, and now there is a Werewolf. I think this card's actually much better in our deck than it might seem, because we do want a way to make the day-night cycle start happening. Because with 2 Midnight Ambushes, being able to start the night cycle is really important. So I like taking this card. We do already have an Elementalist, which goes well with our 2 ambushes and our Moonrager Slash, so we can definitely be a more grindy version of the deck as well. I think Harvested Infiltrator is just a good card for the deck, though, because we do need ways to enable it. The Novice Occultist could go well in some builds, but I think we're just going to stick to our guns. That's one of the reasons why Midnight Hunt is sometimes a little trickier to use. There's a Rockfall Veil. No! Phew, thank goodness, that was close. Lost connection for a second, apparently. Vengeful Strangler is tough. I don't love it compared to the Elementalist in this deck, because I already have a lot of good things to get back. I have Eaten Alive, I have 2 ambushes, Pax Betrayal, Moonrager Slash. A lot of good stuff. Splashing green is not something I'm interested in here. We already have 1 Silverbolt, and I don't think you really want multiple. This card's a little bit slow. I'm just going to take the value guy. Okay. Now we can either take Brimstone Vandal. Again, we just want ways to enable day and night in our deck. And this makes our ambushes much better. Because the ambush, one of the cool things is you can pass the turn and not do anything, and it'll become nighttime. And so we can then kill whatever we want with it, which is really nice. The Stinger is mediocre. The Novice Occultist is mediocre. So we're playing red-black at this point. And we took a long time to identify the signals, and so our deck is going to be a little bit weaker than it could have been. But in the aggregate, we're going to end up with a little bit, like slightly stronger decks sometimes when we do things like this. So this is going to be a 2/3 that gets +1/+1 with all of our instants. And it also enables day-night. I'd rather play that than the Ruffian, because this is just a more expensive card. Also, I don't really care about the Foragers. I already have better 4-drops with the Elementalists. So we'll take the Spell Rune and Painter. We have 3 cards now that let us flip from day to night. So let's just shift our curve. So we also making Moonrager Slash better is nice. Shady Traveler. Okay, another card that could be good at the 3-drop slot. Could also take a 2-drop. I think getting 2-drops is important. We already have 4 3-drops, so let's just get another 2-drop here. Okay, so we wield the Hobbling Zombie. That's a reasonable card. Or we could just take another Silverbolt. We don't really need removal, though, so let's just take the creature. Siege Zombie. Reasonable 2-drop. Not like the greatest in our deck, but the incidental damage from, like, the Brimstone Vandal and things like that can add up, and just getting good 2-drops is nice. We have a lot of vampires, so this could be a fine main deckable card if we need it. Wow, late Silverbolt. Real late. I don't really want to play Abandon the Post. I think Silverbolt's actually a fine card, though. I think this deck is very good right now. We have 4 2-drops that are pretty reasonable. Getting to like 6 to 7 2-drops is a pretty fine spot to end up, but these are all pretty good 2-drops. I remember I took a random green card over a 2-drop at one point. I took the Scab Wrangler over an Evolving Wilds. Okay. Where does the Siege Zombie go? Okay. Where did it go? Siege Zombie went somewhere. Okay. Geist Flame Reservoir. Instant or sorcery, you can put a charge counter on it. We're more mid-rangey. We have 4 instants and 2 sorceries right now. So pretty reasonable. There's also Morbid Opportunist, which is a nice card for helping, like, draw extra cards. I don't really love the rare. It's a bit slow. I think I'd rather play this card, which is also slow, but has a more immediate impact with all my removal spells. So the Siege Zombie shows up here, but it doesn't show up in the other view. Interesting. Okay. So we just get an Infernal Grasp. I think Infernal Grasp is better than Heirloom Mirror. Premium removal spell. Makes me pretty happy I took the Opportunist. The Opportunist looks really good in this deck, but this is a great removal spell. Heirloom Mirror is also good. We probably would play that. And then after that, I think All from the Cellar is a good combo with the Ardent Elementalist. Just a nice little loop that you can assemble. The Awakener's fine, but liking where we're at right now. Ooh. Never mind. Okay, this card's pretty nice because it just lets you go through your deck really quickly, and it starts the day-night cycle really early for the midnight hunts. But the Moonranger Slash is just really, really good, and we have a lot of ways to make it day and night. And hopefully our Siege Zombie shows back up one of these days. I think my mouse is bugging out again, which is a bit of a problem, but it'll be fine. This card would be very next pick out of the pack, but I just think this card's really good. It's bugging me that the card's not showing up. Maybe that'll fix it. There he is. Ooh, okay. So right now, the 2 Silver Bolts probably aren't making it because we have so much other removal. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We aren't playing the Pax Betrayal right now because we only have like 1 sacrifice outlet. Ooh, this could be a good pack. The Thermo Alchemist seems really good. We have a lot of instants and sorceries. 8, so we can just be pinging them, and it'll do like 1 to 2 damage a turn, and it's unblockable damage. And this seems like a really good card. I think it's better than the Harrier. This card's fine as well. Shady Traveler would be fine, but we just want more 2-drops. And it works with any cards we care about any cards we have that might care about dealing damage to the opponent, like the Foragers and stuff. And we just have a lot of incidental pinging. Oh my gosh. Another one? Sign me up. There's a black-red spells deck. A lot of removal. We're not really playing the sacrifice package because we just have so much removal that we don't need the sacrifice package for removal. Oh my gosh. Another Midnight Hunt? Midnight Ambush? I think we'll take that over the Heirloom Mirror. We just don't need a random, clunky, slow late-game card when we just like win with random pings and just kill anything that's a threat. That's kind of our deck's game plan. Elementalist would be good as well. We're just taking this over the Elementalist, I would say. Wow, we just have so much removal. Some might say too much, but we have these Elementalists for card advantage. We have a lot of instant speed stuff, so we can just flip it from day-night. This is good card advantage. We're definitely not going to need the Silver Bolts, I'll tell you that much. Arrogant Outlaw. Could be nice extra bit of drain for our deck. There's some late blue cards that are pretty good. I don't think we want the Reunion. Whew. Elementalist came back. This is just always getting back a premium removal spell. Perfect. So we don't need Silver Bolts. We just have infinite removal. So we have 27 cards here. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 2-drops. Kind of exactly where I want to be. A Static Awakener. Could be fine, but probably not what I'm in the market for right now. I don't really need to sacrifice stuff. I'm not really in the market for Hobbling Zombie. I just have a bunch of 3-drops already. I like the cards to make it day or night. Not going to play Blade Brand. Not going to play Pax Betrayal. Phoenix Rush. If I control a vampire, it costs 1 less. And I have 1, 2... I have a few vampires, but I'm probably going to cut a lot of those. Burn the Accursed. Sure. Last pick, Pax Betrayal. Interesting. So I have like 2 sack outlets, but that's not enough to make me want Pax Betrayal. I think having 3 Ardent Elementalists actually makes this deck a lot better. because those give me a lot of value. So this is going to be like a 5-mana removal spell a lot of the time, but it kills anything. I like having that. So this is a 17 land deck. Having a couple ways to make it nighttime is good for us. We have this guy to get rid of extra lands if we need to. I don't think we need the Outlaw, that's for sure. Alchemist is great. Harrier is good. The Perforator is just necessary as a 2-drop, and then the Siege Zombie is good for extra draining. All the removal staying. How many creatures do we have? 15 creatures, 9 spells, and all the 9 spells are removal, I think. Thank you so much for the subscription. I really appreciate that, Earns. Welcome back, 2nd month. Thank you so much. Okay, I accidentally cut it, but I added it back. Perfect. Where did the guy go? I took out the Morbid Opportunist by accident. Okay, I need to get a new mouse to fix this problem of me just accidentally double-clicking cards. But I'm just trying to move all my removal to one pile. So I have a lot of good removal. The Falcon Wrath Perforator could just hit them for like 6. I don't think I need the Neonates Rush, but if it looks like there's a lot of 1-toughness stuff, maybe I'll side that in after the board. But Painter seems great. Infiltrator seems good. I like having the Brimstone Vandal. I can flip it from day to night pretty easily. The pings could add up, or I could just cut it. I just want it to be able to become night so my ambushes come on. So I think having three cards that can make it day or night is really nice. So that's my thought process there. Cut Purse is also removal. It is. It works really well with the Perforator especially, because that card can just suicide attack and then I can finish it off. So this is 41 cards. Last card to cut could easily be the Burn the Accursed, though getting back Burn the Accursed over and over to burn them out could be nice. I could see cutting Eaten Alive. I don't really have stuff I want to sacrifice to it. And I already have Defenestrate and Burn the Accursed, which are slightly better at the removal roll that this fills, I think. Because dealing 5 kills basically everything anyway. And Midnight Hunt can kill the rest. So I don't need the Sorcery Speed 5-mana version, because I'm not planning on sacrificing my creatures. So this is the deck. Looks really good to me. All 8 instants. And I'm pretty excited to see how this plays out. Let's just double check all our cards. I like having 6 2-drops. The Alchemists look great to me. We could even cut down on a 2-drop. Like, we could cut our worst 2-drop, which is probably Siege Zombie. Because we don't really have ways to go wide to activate that. And then we could add back in the Eaten Alive. Thank you so much, Donnie Kong. I appreciate the subscription. Yeah, I'm going to make that change. We don't have enough. We have a decent number of creatures, but these guys already tapped a ping, and so we don't need to use the Siege Zombie. That's going to do it for the build, though. I will see you folks in the matches. Before I get to the games, I want to give a huge shout out to all of the patrons who support my channel at patreon.com/NicolaiBolas, and special shout out to those at the credits level. It is thanks in part to the patrons that I'm able to continue dedicating the time and effort needed to keep our community growing and thriving, and so I'm very grateful to the patrons for helping me do so. If you become a patron, you can even gain access to my card-by-card tier list for Midnight Hunt, which is a great bonus resource to help you gain a leg up on your competition. Patreon is transparent, it is easy to use, and it can be canceled at any time if your circumstances change, so there's no long-term commitment. If it sounds like something that would be of interest to you, it really does help the channel out a lot, and I highly encourage you to check it out at patreon.com/NicolaiBolas. Without further ado, let's get to the matches. Welcome to my first match, my first game of Innistrad Midnight Hunt. Look at these beautiful lands. A lot of the time I'll switch my lands, but first draft I like to use the default ones for the set. I'm going to play my Falcon Wrath Perforator early. Bum, 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 bum. Oh, they killed it. I wasn't looking. I was looking away for a second. Whoa, Sprocket Scientist also subscribed. Thank you so much. Oh, they killed it with Play With Fire. Thank you so much, Sprocket. I appreciate that. Okay. Spellroom Painter is down. Oh, they're doing that main phase, so this thing won't flip. Funny. Well, this is gonna look really good. And then next turn I can just pass and let this flip, and I can just like using this ability. Awesome, Ricky. Wow, there's a hype train. I don't know what that exactly means. Oh, Moon Ranger Slash. How rude. Kidoke. So they have this thing. So I can make it nighttime, which could be scary against any werewolves they have. I think I want to have my 5th land in play, and I think I want it to be a mountain. If they have some sort of combat trick, I'm down to let them try it. Ooh, nighttime, baby. So they're functional 12 as long as I remember to ping first. It's hunting season. Duck season. Wabbit season. Duck season. Wabbit season. Wabbit season. Duck season. Deep Breeze, thank you so much for the subscription. I appreciate that. Oh no, this is Katana too. Everyone at the same time. Thank you so much, Deep Breeze. 2 months sharing that Twitch Prime, and this is Katana, 6 months Twitch Prime. I really appreciate that. Oh no, not even Twitch Prime. I got them confused. Thank you so much. This is Katana for the 6 months, and this Deep Breeze for the 2 months. Thank you, thank you. Ooh. Okay. I like that it says each, so I don't have to click it multiple times. Okay, that's going to be good when I need it. Ooh, white mana. They don't have black mana to make me discard, so I'm just going to keep playing my land drops. In case they have like the counter unless you pay 4 card. It's just because it's like a horror themed thing. So they like to like use the number 13. It's a thing that they did on Tragic Slip and stuff too. This card's interesting because I didn't realize it at first, but it does provide you card advantage if you cast both halves. Like you spend 3 cards to get 4 cards almost. Sure. I think they might have counter unless you pay 4. I'm just gonna pass. I feel like they have that counter spell. Okay, they have that. I'm glad I didn't play this guy. Sure. They really need to scry, I guess? I don't understand what the point of that was. Je ne comprends pas. Pourquoi est-ce que tu castes votre spell? I messed up the... Oh, Teferi. Hmm.
This is a serious situation. We can still have a little fun.
Oh, that's why they tapped that guy.
I've got some time tinkering to do.
And they gain 2 life. That's not great. Okay. This is a problem. I was feeling very confident early in this game until they played their Planeswalker and their second copy of that. Okay, so now it's daytime. Very problem. So glad you enjoy it, JK. Oh, it's such a problem for me. Okay. Just a fairy, just gonna do so much work. Oh. Huh. Not sure what that's going to accomplish.
A second here, a second there. Who's counting?
Oh, this is so bad. They're going to get ultimate this. Yeah, that's not good for me. I don't know why they're playing this card. I don't know what it accomplishes. Oh, they're going to put a counter on it. I was much more scared of them casting Seize the Storm. Okay, this game would have been fine if they didn't have a Planeswalker. That card's going to be problematic. Oh no, they did have the counterspell this whole time. Why didn't I play my land first? Oh, I'm about to get punished. I was literally playing around it this whole time. No. Oh, devious cover up. Never mind. Never mind. Wrong counterspell. Well, that's not good. Oh, I tried my hardest. Planeswalkers are hard to beat when you don't have a actual attacker. Like, they've gained... This thing starts at 4 loyalty, I think. They've gained 4 life off of it. I would be, like, kind of threatening to kill them otherwise.
Give me a moment. Or a few.
I do have cards that just straight up kill Planeswalkers. Eaten Alive, for instance. It goes back to their hand. Okay, resolve. If it was nighttime, I could do it. Let's go, Chris. Okay, so I'm in trouble, but if they ultimate this, I could still win. Just with this pings, I could even bolt them if I wanted to. And this can deal an extra point of damage to them. I can't deal it just to Teferi. Back. Oh, they might get back Devious cover up. I can wait till I see what they target though. Okay, so they want to be able to deal 2. That's fine by me. Resolve. So they cast 2 spells, so it's going to swap back to nighttime. Okay. Sure. So they're out of life gain. I can take 6. Kill the Elementalist. Have them in a virtual 8. No blocks. Right, because all this stuff untaps. So I should have just traded with the 2-1. I think my best hope is to draw another Moonrager Slash. Okay. Decline. Yeah, I did not quite get there. I got them down to yeah, I can't live, so I'm just gonna kind of show like exactly how much I could have done. If the Teferi hadn't gained them 8 life, no, it was 6 life, I would have killed them. Yeah. And the Planeswalker, like, just made things really irritating and tough. Huh. That was a tough one, though. They had a lot of big 2-for-1s that I had to use my removal spells on, and then they had the Planeswalker to take over, because I'm not really a creature deck, so that's what my deck is pretty weak against Planeswalkers specifically, because Thermo Alchemist can't hit Planeswalkers. That was a close game, though. Deceptively close. Like, if I had top decked another slashing werewolf or whatever, it would have been really, really close. Moonrager slash. I'm going to keep this pretty good hand. Alchemist and then removal. My deck has just enough removal to keep it spicy. I mean, just enough 2-for-1s to keep it, like, really close. Okay. I feel like sometimes my computer gets a little bit overworked with some stuff. So this guy holds back the decay token pretty well. Always remember to activate your Alchemist. It can always matter. Yeah, frame rate does seem a bit low. I'm not exactly sure why, but I'll try to fix it maybe after this game. Okay, so my werewolf flipped because they didn't hit a spell, which is good for me. And it's nighttime, so all my spells are powered up. They could have that Geist that gives -2/-0. But I've got all the stuff I need to deal with that. Sure. So I can cast one spell on my turn, so I am going to kill their flyer with this. Because I don't want to accidentally double spell on their turn. They can sacrifice both those to get their 2 damage. They don't want to. I kind of like this guy a lot. I think it's pretty good. I can tell that the game is slightly laggy for me right now. But I'm not even sure if that's just because of my end or because they just have so many players right now because the new set just came out. Because I just use the same settings that I've always used pretty much. And usually it works fine. Okay. This is pretty much exactly how I thought the game would play out. In most cases. Yeah. Thank you so much, Flicky Beans, for the subscription. Thanks for sharing that Twitch Prime. So many new subscribers today. It really does make a difference, and I appreciate it, folks. So we're going to play one more game, and if the... I mean, I don't think I can change the lag, so... I don't know why I would say I would fix it. I don't know if it's possible to fix right now. I think it might be the server. Thanks, Flicky. This hand is good. Not great. Doesn't have a 2-drop, but we have so many 2-drop removal spells to draw that I'm going to keep it. They mulliganed. Playing against our first green deck. This is one of the reasons I cut the 2-drop, is because Midnight Ambush can fulfill the 2-drop role when you need it to. Like here, if I don't want to fall far behind, so if I hadn't drawn that Harrier, I would have just killed it with the Midnight Ambush. Okay. I'm definitely willing to make that trade. I'm gonna play this guy because it does at least threaten this trade. They will just put a counter on it, so I can't really just do it. And I don't know if I would anyway because there are a decent amount of cards that would punish me for it. So this has trample. So I would have to do this. Okay, this could be really good. It has tramples. Then I can't play that. Well. Kind of want to double spell that with a removal. So we're just gonna play this thing. Blocks the Falcon Wrath Perforator. Oh, they flipped all our cards? Huge. Let's go. That's one of the other reasons I played it. Holy heck, this thing's a 5/6. I'm hitting them for 9. Oh my gosh. They are in a world of hurt. Oh no. It's a 4/5. Whatever will I do? I'll play the cut purse. Surprised they blocked that one, honestly. Tony Homie, thank you so much for the subscription. Sharing that Twitch Prime, I really appreciate it. Double blocking, sure. So I'm going to keep playing my lands. Play the Elementalist to get back my card. So then I can use the Opportunist to kill it. I can go this plus kill spell. That'll be great. I do not think this card is very good. The reason being, there's a decent miss rate, and it's very expensive if you do want to get a 2-for-1. Okay, well, this is going to be really broken looking. Oh, never mind, they're just dead. Right. Oh, cool, they stayed alive so I can kill them later. Oh, watch this. Watch this. This is super cool. Oh, no, I can't... Oh, I'll do everything I want to do. I was going to play Moonranger Slash and then Elementalist it back, but I'm 1 mana short. Oh, I'm so glad you enjoyed the YouTube videos, Tony. This is more so how I wanted the deck to play out, not the demoralizing loss slowly to a Planeswalker. It's performing quite well. The removal spells, the little bit of 2-for-1 value built in. The 1/3 has seemed a little bit slow, potentially. One of the things I've been thinking about Disturb is because there's so much like kind of value built into stuff, is you don't really necessarily always have time to disturb. Okay, this is definitely a keepable hand. We have a lot of removal spells, but we also have a good amount of creatures. So it's like Ambush can take the place of a 2-drop. Yep, a kill spell for anything. I think the deck is pretty much all creatures and removal, but some of the creatures are 2-for-1s, which really helps it out. Yeah, certainly killing that. I don't mind it being nighttime. Blue-white isn't going to have a lot of werewolves. I don't want them getting that back. We're cooking with fire. Didn't everybody want to win rather than lose demoralizingly? Yeah, good point. Good point. Good call. Ah, they do not have the white mana to protect themselves. Ah, the angler. Sure. Only if you control 3 or more creatures with different powers. Well, I do not control 3 or more creatures with different powers. It has become night once more. So if they want to give Hexproof from red, I can kill it with my Infernal Grasp. I'm not really putting a premium on the Infernal Grasp because I have Elementalist to get it back if I need it, and I have Eaten Alive as well, and Burn the Accursed. So a lot of removal. Decline to put it on top. Killing a 2-drop with that doesn't feel the best, but... I'm going to play the 4-3. I'll be shields down for a turn, but this way I know exactly what I need to get back. Borrow time, okay. And both of these removal spells exile, so using one on the Angler isn't actually bad for me. Okay, that card is a nice little 2-for-1. And it's now daytime again. I don't have double black, that's not the best. Get back to Midnight Ambush, just in case I need to keep my life total high. Oh, I'm gonna burn the Accursed then. I don't have any ways to discard them anymore, right? Because this thing's already under the thing, so I might as well play my lands. Yeah, I could see that being good. Exiled friend. I'll start chipping in. You never know when the damage will add up. Sure. I will kill their 3/4 flyer. Keep getting in for damage. Keep it nighttime in case I draw a werewolf. So the fact they got rid of that means they might have another big card. Okay. I'm more worried about that taking over the game. Okay. Hands on the table, opponent. I got nothing. Okay, that's unfortunate. Okay, so them attacking me means they probably have another creature. Okay. Candle trap. That's not the best for me, but we're fine. You do not have Coven, my amigo. Being able to exile stuff is so good. Maybe using my removal on Search Party Captain wasn't correct. Dealing 3 would have been nice, but the reason this thing was a problem partly is because it was going to come back no matter what I did. Interesting line for sure. I don't really know what it accomplished. Just let this cycle, I guess. So if I do draw another Ardent Elementalist, I'm back in the game. Unfortunately, I hit a glut of lands at the wrong moment there. They had a decent amount of lands too, but that was unfortunate. It's all good. We're still in the running. And that's bound to happen. Their deck looks pretty sweet too. They had some good value there. That is the problem with playing a deck that's mostly 1-for-1 removal and a couple of 2-for-1s, is that when you run against other value decks, your deck can struggle a little bit. It has not felt like there's a bunch of X1s running around, just from these games at least. Like, there were a couple, but my deck has a lot of X1s. That wasn't super demoralizing, I wouldn't say. Losing to a Planeswalkers hits different a lot of the time. Yeah, I think it's definitely the server versus my end. But so I'm thinking about some of the cards that we could consider running to try out. But the card that does 1 to a player and 1 to something else doesn't really seem that it would be great. The Hobbling Zombie is okay, but not really necessarily my deck. This card's okay. Static Awakener would have been good to sacrifice one of those things last game, but I don't really have sack fodder. So I'm pretty happy with the build I've got. I've got a few 2-for-1s. I've got like 4 2-for-1s, I'd say. the 2/1 that can kill a creature and then flip into it. My 1 disturb card is a 2-for-1, and then I have the 3 Electromancer, so I've got enough 2-for-1s to be like the exact purpose of my deck, which is like be slightly better than the other aggressive decks generally. So I'm feeling okay in that role. Ooh, good hand. Nice little aggro draw here. No black mana has been a problem. Maybe I need to look at my distribution of lands. I literally didn't check it. I just was eager to get into the matches, so I'll check it after this game. I'm probably heavier red deck, but getting some equality, making sure I have a 9-8 split would be important. I like this mountain artwork a lot. I'm excited to try out the Vandal. I don't think it's necessarily very good, but it could play a key role in this sort of deck where you just need ways to make it nighttime to enable Mood Rager Slash and stuff. Of Rotten Reunion. I'm not sure how good that card is. I don't think it's very good because a lot of the time decks can't use the zombies. So I kind of view it as a sideboard card in a lot of situations. The Perforator has not looked amazing, but my deck maybe doesn't maximize it. I'm not sure. The classic sleeves to say you made day 2 of an arena, like something or other. Qualifier maybe? It's 9-8, Simon. Perfect. I guess I don't have to bother checking now. I think 9-8's probably correct. I should have double checked for sure. That card does not do anything here. Like, also the 2/3 body does line up well against decay tokens. Like, being able to block decay tokens for infinity is really nice. Okay, hopefully they don't have too many devastating ways to use those tokens. I like to practice my memory stuff a lot of the time. Using a premium removal spell on a 2/2 seems like it could be spewy. So I could also just get in for the free 2 damage here. Screenshotting does have value, though. In a high-level event, I would write it down. Yeah, screenshotting the deck is valuable in a lot of situations. Oh, that animation is horrific. I can't believe they put that in the game. The sound effect is yikes, too. I don't want to have to cast a spell on my turn. I want it to be nighttime. Gonna be close. This card actually did a lot of work. I don't think there's a way for them to drain me out with it. Jeez Louise, that animation is horrific. It's just gruesome, needlessly so. I hate that sort of thing. Okay. Yep, create your token. I think we got there. Trample should carry us through here. And Menace. Close game. This thing did so much damage. If they'd had like a single removal spell this game, it would have been really tough to win, I think. Like, I bet... So just as an exercise, because I don't use a deck tracker, I put that memory into my local memory banks. So I could probably even... Like, I've played this deck 5 games, like 3 and 2. I feel great locking in at least an even record in my first draft of the format. I could probably, like, say what my deck is within 2 cards. Like, I might not know the exact names of the cards yet, but, like, of the 40 cards, I've got 17 lands, I've got 2 Moonrager Slash, I've got 3 Olivia's Midnight Hunts. That's already 22 cards. I've got the Brimstone Vandal, I've got the 2-drop Lambholt Harrier, I've got the 2 Perforators, I've got another random 2-drop. This is a fun exercise while I load the game up. I know I have 5 2-drops. I got this guy. Local memory banks. My deck either wins or it doesn't. That's my observation. Good observation. What cards am I loving so far? I'm loving Olivia's Midnight Hunt. My initial reason I didn't think it was necessarily the best black common was because I was worried that a black deck wouldn't be able to make it nighttime easily. But I am finding that if you pair it with red, you can do so, and if you pair it with green, you can do so. And I guess even if you pair it with white, there's some cards that can let you do so. And so Midnight Hunt gets really good in those contexts. It feels like every game involves day-night in some way, but I was worried that you wouldn't necessarily be able to enable it if you didn't prioritize the cards. I'm loving Midnight Hunt, though. This card hasn't really performed yet, but I haven't just run him out on turn 3 and seen what happens, and that could be really good. But yeah, I have a couple other random 2-drops, because I know I have 5. Oh yeah, the 2 Thermo Alchemists, obviously. I'm gonna play this guy. Blocks the Bait Hook Angler. If they have removal, they'll have to use it on the Opportunist, or I just win pretty much. Wow. They have nothing. I'm just going to keep developing my board. I'll hold this up. I don't actually have a way to make it nighttime. They're holding something up. So you can kill this guy. Draw a card. Yeah, with all the removal I have, this card's got to be good. It just has to be. I don't really have an LGS right now, Flicky, so no. Attacking with this seems needlessly bad. Okay. Well, that's tough. I will get rid of... Maybe I wasn't supposed to put that on top. This is tough. Big flyer problemo. Don't want to get rid of this. Don't want to get rid of this. Don't really want to get rid of that. I guess I ready to get rid of the Defenestrate. I can't kill the only card I care about. I'm not under that much pressure. If I hit a land in a reasonable time frame, I can kill this. This thing doesn't work if I do kill that with this guy, which is kind of funny. Oh, I would love to draw a land. Thank you. Oh, more. The way that's trigger stacked, the novice occultist died, and I drew a card from the opportunist, and I was like, "What just happened?" Okie doke. Well, this thing is big, large, and in charge, as they say, and it has menace. So I'm going to take a beating here. The fact that I do not have a great way to deal with all of their stuff is bugging me. I have to take the damage, I think. So either their flyer's lethal. Get to cycle this midnight ambush. Killing that thing. At least that's the hope. Oh, it gets exiled. I did have to kill that, though. So it's not as bad, but still not the best. If they have a counterspell, I lose, unfortunately. I immediately feel like I got massively punished for discarding their Defenestrate, but at the time there wasn't a 7/6 to deal with. There was just this 3/4. If I had one more land, I would be fine. I'm still fine. It is nighttime. And I don't draw a card with this guy again. Oh, I still draw a card. Nice. Whew, we're cooking with fire again. Let's go. We're in the game. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna lose to the Nebelgast. No! Oh, not quite. Come on, kill spell. Tough. Oh, that was a close match, for sure. I think a lot of the difference makers in these particular games just happened to be that I drew like 2 more lands than my opponent and a lot of my losses, which is just going to happen in the general variance of a game of Magic is some games you'll draw 2 more lands than your opponent, and some games you won't. But my deck, if I don't draw the right cards, is particularly punished by that sort of situation. This game I also got really wrecked by discarding the Defenestrate. It made things a lot harder on killing this Morkert Behemoth. I also potentially, instead of replaying this, I should have just played this guy earlier, I think. Or maybe I did play this guy earlier, but still, getting it to be nighttime was really important for these things. And yeah, I just needed to find a little bit more of my value play. I needed to find an Ardent Electromancer. If I had found an Ardent Electromancer, I think it would have been able to potentially overcome this game, though Mask of Grizzlebrand was going to be tough, regardless. Whew. That was a very close one, I would say. A lot of close games, a lot of fun stuff. The deck's synergy seemed decent. Again, the draft itself, my deck could have gained a decent amount of more power if I had committed to red-black earlier, but that's just not necessarily the way I draft a lot of the time. I generally try to stay flexible so that I can maybe find out what's open and like maybe get to play my like white bomb rare that I got and things of that nature. And so the fact that I like passed a red-black gold card and it ended up in red-black doesn't really bother me. But yeah, I do have card advantage in the deck, Ally Tribal. That's the thing. I have like 5 cards that can give me 2-for-1s or advantages of some kind. But yeah, I think the deck was really fun. The games were pretty close and very interesting, and it was a great start to Midnight Hunt Draft. I mean, the color was wide open. I pretty much got to build my deck however I wanted, and I found it to be very fun to build. I mean, this is a 2-for-1 kind of thing. I have this card to get me 2-for-1s. This card can get me 2-for-1s when it comes back, so I have some decent value. The Alchemists really performed in the games I drew them as well. But yeah, a lot of fun with this one. I really hope you enjoyed watching. If you did, and you made it all the way to the end of this video on YouTube, in the comment section down below, leave hashtag removal of the night, because our removal spells really powered up in the night. So we had 5 of those, and it was just really, really dangerous. So removal of the night made it all the way till the end of... Oh, removal of the night is the same thing as dawn. So you could leave hashtag dawn as well, because that's what the removal of the night is. It's the dawn. So hashtag dawn to let me know you made it all the way to the end of the video, or hashtag removal of the night, because it's always cool to see who makes it all the way to the end. Remember to hit that thumbs up button. It does help the video succeed. Subscribe for more content, and click that bell icon if you want to get notified when I post future videos. And you can comment below with your questions, thoughts, and feedback. If you would like to support my content, you can do so via the Patreon, patreon.com/NicolaiBolas. It really does help out these videos and helps me continue making more of them. You can also find the draft guide I made for Midnight Hunt linked in the description and pinned comment below. It's a great resource if you're looking for my big picture thoughts on the format before diving in, and I put a lot of effort into that. You can also support my work via Amazon Prime. If you have Amazon Prime, you can link your Amazon account and your Twitch account, and then you can subscribe to my Twitch stream at no extra cost to yourself, and it does help out the channel, and I appreciate it. You can find my articles, the Discord server, and all of the other stuff linked in the description and pinned comment down below. Even NicolaiBolas merchandise if you're interested in a t-shirt or something like that. But that is going to do it for my first dive into Midnight Hunt. I really enjoyed these games. I think it's going to be an intricate format, a lot of fun stuff with the day and night, and a lot of cool synergies to explore. That's going to do it, though. I hope you enjoyed it, and I will talk to you next time.